Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, we are here. Hello, everyone. This is Coach Jay. I'm really excited. Ooh, trying to get my hair together, y'all. Ooh. Long week, but we made it. I know it's small. Happy Small Business Saturday. Hello. Um, so we're going to talk about how to start your coaching business this week. Okay, starting your coaching businesses. I'm really excited to talk about this topic. If this is your first time on my page, I'm Coach Shay. I'm a business and mindset coach. I work specifically with women who are coaches and consultants that desire to scale with a group coaching program using messaging, high-level messaging and content. And we use classes to attract our clients. So I'm very excited to talk about these pieces because the formula works. I've been growing my business this way. I've had my clients to grow business this way. And it cuts down on sales calls. It cuts down on using paid ads. It cuts down on all these webinars and all this other stuff. We believe in simplicity. Like we believe in simplicity. We believe in keeping things in a tight order when it comes down to growing our businesses. So I'm really excited to talk about this because what better time to talk about growing your coaching business than now? And if you are thinking about becoming a coach and you're like, Jay, all I see is, people like coaches who help you make money. That's all I see. Like I don't see anybody else doing well as a coach. I feel like you have to be, helping people make money or helping people with marketing or helping people with setting up systems or whatever in order to produce. And that's not true. First of all, I know plenty of coaches that do not do any business coaching, that does not help people set up funnels and all of the stuff that make money. I have seen it with my own eyes, people who are still in the coaching game and doing very well. Doing very, very well. And if this is your first time, like I said, if you're watching live, because I'm bringing this value to the ones who need this today, who need this resonating message, and that you feel like this is the time in the season for me to finally take the leap. I am here 100% to tell you with hand to heart, I have been in this game for 4 years, okay? Officially 4 years now. Full time as a coach. Full time. Like I said, if you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, definitely comment replay YouTube. Let me know who's here, who's actively watching. Give me some hearts. I would love to know. Before I really get deep, because I got 7 things that you need to have and to do. That you need to do. Hey, Tyria. That you need to do in order for you to start your coaching business this upcoming week. Like we're going into December. Okay, we're going into December. If you are on YouTube, let me know who's here. Y'all already know the drill. Let me know who's here. Put live in the comment section so people can know we live. Okay, this is really important because we got to get the word out. Feel free to also share this broadcast with a business bestie of yours. Tag someone who you think would be a great coach. Why am I advocating for this? Why am I pushing this? Why is this so important? I'm going to tell you why. Coaching saved my life. This is why I have such a connection to this work. Coaching saved my life. Why do I say that? This was 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, y'all. I had just left. Hey, Carl. I had just left corporate. I had moved from Texas to back to Tennessee, where I'm originally from. And when I tell you that I was, I knew that coaching was in me. Like I knew I've been a coach before. I've been a life coach before. But of course, when you don't know what you don't know, you tend to undercharge. You tend to have no boundaries. You really didn't have a business model. But I was working corporate. I have HR experience, 10 years of HR and talent acquisition, recruiting, as well as employee relations. So I've done all of the hiring. I have done firing. I have onboarded. I have offboarded. I have helped with employee engagement and all this other stuff. I have managed clients. I have managed employees, teams across 4 time zones, a team of up to 15, 20 people. So I know project management, training international companies on how to use systems. Been there, done that, got the postcard. So I know what it's like to climb up the corporate ladder. I know what it's like to aim for, hey, Ashley, to aim for the stars when it comes down to coaching. Like, I've been there, done that. So you ain't got to even tell me about, like, oh my gosh, no, 9 to 5. I was on the back end of things. I knew who was going to get fired and laid off from jobs. I knew all of this before it even came up. And I've also been on the chopping block when it came down to being laid off. Been there, done that, already know. But after so many times of being laid off, okay, after so many times of being laid off and seeing companies treat employees fairly when it came down to, promotions and all of these things, I started to understand and realize a couple of things. Number one, the 9 to 5 is not safe. I don't care how much you slice that. It is not safe. You're performative all the time. You have to impress. You have to go to work and impress people for stability, to keep your stability. I just don't function that way. Like, some people say, oh, honey, baby, when I go to work, I have my own little bubble. But you still have to play politics. You still have to play the game in order to keep these checks rolling in. I'm telling you the God honest truth. I'm not even saying it to be mean. That's just the truth. And I'm not knocking 9 to 5s, because without my 9 to 5, number one, I wouldn't have had the understanding of how valuable time and life is. But I remember going to these jobs, and I remember I used to work downtown Houston, and I used to look down. I lived. Oh my gosh, I worked on, like, I think it was like the 10th floor, 10th, 11th floor, something like that. And I remember I was at my cubicle, and I used to look out the window, these long windows that we used to have it off. And I used to look over, and I used to see people just jogging. I used to see people, Shaq, is it Shakoya in Houston, Texas? Yes. I used to work in the NRG building, but I was a supplier for NRG as a recruiting supplier. So I used to work in NRG's. Yes, I used to work in NRG's headquarters downtown. But I was, like I said, I was a supplier. I was with an agency. So NRG was our clients. So I used to look and see people jogging and having lunch and walking their dogs. And I used to be like, I want to do that too. I want to do that too. Like, why can't I do that? I used to really envy that. And I used to be like, what is it? And what can I do to get that type of life? Like, that used to do something to me, because it used to be beautiful outside. The weather be gorgeous. Even though I'm not really a big weather, sun person. But I want to have the choice. That's the thing that people don't realize. You want to have the choice to be able to be outside. We want to be. So anyway, to make a long story short, y'all, I just got it in my head. Like, I was like, you know what? This is it. Like, I got to make this happen. I was very good at coaching. I was very good at leadership development. Very, very good at that. And I was also good at building businesses, because I helped startups. I've also had 2 previous startups that my second business was a recruiting agency, had a partner and everything that did very well. We had TXU Energy. We had Energy as a client, as well as Exxon. So we were suppliers for these companies. So I know a thing or two about building successful businesses, because I've helped do that before. So when I became a coach, I decided to, when I got laid off from COVID, so COVID was the one that kind of pushed me out. Because I always tell people, like, I know a lot of people lost their lives because there was a positive and negative to everything. When COVID hit, literally, I was like, okay, COVID showed up just for me. Because if it wasn't for COVID, I would still be in my corporate job mad. Okay, I'm just telling you. Or it would have took me longer to leave because I started to get comfortable. But I was like, you know what? I know something is more. I know there's more out there for me. I know it. I know it. So when corporate pushed me out, I had $4,000 saved. Burn through that $4,000. Okay. Burn through it because I said, I'm starting my coaching practice. I'm getting out of here. I'm seeing people older than me, killing it in coaching, like just doing so super well. And I said, this is the time in the season for me to do it. I was living with my parents. Okay. I was living with my parents, and me and my baby, I have a daughter who's now 15. And at that time, she was just in the 6th grade around that time, right? I think she was in 6th grade. When I tell y'all, the money went through, like burned through. How did I burn $4,000, right? In a couple of months. Well, number one, I was spending my money on things that didn't matter, right? Because you didn't know what you didn't know, including, but not limited to, like photo shoots and brand stuff and clothes and, trying to do all it, all this stuff, websites and, just trying to, but I did not invest in skills. I didn't invest in the right things. I didn't invest in the right foundational things that I needed to build my business and to grow my business on a vertical scale, because you're supposed to go vertical and then horizontal. Okay. So always remember that when you're growing a business, you got to go vertical first and then horizontal. You can't grow. I mean, you can't scale until you grow. All right. So when we talk about starting a coaching business, right? We're talking about like really expanding your impact on a global scale. Okay. Just impact on steroids. But when you first start a coaching practice, it does seem very daunting and very intimidating because you have to produce something tangible. It is a business. It is a very important business. It's a very important industry. How did it save my life? Right. So I had no idea how to make money at my coaching practice. I really didn't. And when I say make money, I'm talking about substantial amounts of money. I'm talking about where money is coming in. There are transactions being made every single week in my business in some form or fashion. That means that I was making more money that I could spend. Amen, somebody. Because that's really how you get the key to build wealth. First of all, you got to get your time. Your time is the first place in order for you to see wealth. You have to get your time. So if you are working a job, it's hard for you to build because you don't have a whole lot of time. And most of your time that's outside of the 9-to-5 system has to be on the things that society tells you got to spend time on, like, playing with your kids and, spending time with your family and watching TV with your, none of that matters when you're trying to build wealth. Okay. That's middle class concepts. So I was doing things that society in my mind was saying, oh, you got to spend time, you got to spend time, you got to spend time. No, it's, I need to use time to get free. Amen. And I'm not even preaching. I'm not even religious, but I'm just telling you. Right, Chelsea? She said, same. I was trying to convince people I was doing something. Right. So coaches saved my life like this. When I didn't know how to create money, I had to get into spaces where money was a normal conversation. Hello. That's something. And money is, when you're trying to build wealth, okay, you're trying to build wealth off of your skill set. You got to make money normal to talk about. It's not supposed to be a sore. It's not supposed to be an issue. It's not supposed to be something like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, we don't have any money. Like, these are like, we don't whine about this. You can create money at will, but you have to learn how to do that. This is why when you see entrepreneurs like myself or individuals that are straight up 100% free as a bird out here making money, I'm gonna tell you this: once you learn the system, when you learn the system that is above the middle class concept, because middle class is a mindset. I want you to always remember that, because you can be employed and still have a wealth generating mindset, but you have to also know that you're working towards something. So for those of you who are 9 to 5s and you say, man, I need a hot side hustle. No, you don't need no side hustle. You need to develop the skill set so you can get your booty out of there. You need to get free. YouTube, are y'all listening? TikTok, are we woke? Because this is what I talk about. This is what I talk about. And also, too, the link in my profile, I am having a free masterclass coming up on the 12th of December on how to create your signature offer. So all of y'all in this conversation right here, we need to start. You need to be at my class on the 12th. It's free. You just need to come to the class so you can learn how to create a signature offer, because that's a lot of stuff I didn't know at the beginning. So when I got into spaces where they was talking about money and it was normal, I got into this group coaching program. My coach at the time, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to figure this out. I got into the coaching program and I was seeing all these people like, oh, I made $18,000 today. Oh, I made $10,000 this week. Oh my gosh, this was a $15,000 cash day. I'm like, what? What are y'all talking about? What kind of talk is this? I've never seen this before. What are y'all doing? So I'm talking to the people. I'm like, y'all gotta tell me what's up, because baby, I'm trying to get like some of y'all up in here. What is the tea? Okay, what's the tea? So anyway, I'm in this coaching program, right? That I barely could pay for, but I manifested this money because I was like, I got to get out of my folks' house. I got to get out of my folks' house. I got to get out of my folks' house. I got this baby. Okay. She was in 6th grade looking at me upside my head like, Mommy, when are we going to have our own space again? Because, yes. I got to a point, I was like getting very depressed, like about this. I was like, man, I am about to be 40 years old in a few years. I'm 40 years old this year. But back then I was like, I'll be 40 years old in a few years. Like, I can't be living like this. Now that was me talking, no judgment on anybody that's lived with their parents. Okay. I just want to put that out there. But in my mind, this is how I was talking to myself. I needed to have my own space. And when you have parents, like, that's 2 queens in one castle, baby. Ain't but one queen can rule a castle. Okay. I was used to my own space. She was used to her own domain. And I'm a queen going to, you see what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm in this program learning, and I'm watching all these people like kill it. Now, of course, this was during the time, let's be transparent here with all honesty, transparency. This was during the time where everybody had money, and everybody had look, your dog had money, had stimulus money. Okay. Everybody had coins. Everybody had coins. Everybody was starting a business. Turtles was starting a business. Okay. Everybody had the stimuli, the stimulus checks. The PPP was flowing like wine. All of the COVID stimulus. Everybody had something going on with the monies and the checks. Okay. The government was spewing them out. However, during that time, during that season, yes, a lot of money was floating, but this was also the time where it seemed like, come on, somebody, walk with me. Just take my arm with me, because it's going to make a lot of sense when I bring you up to current. Everybody that was in that season seemed to be flourishing because of the abundance. So it was easy to tell people that you can manifest money, that you can manifest this, and you can manifest it. And then you had some people that started a business and they just couldn't believe their eyes. They couldn't believe how easy it was to sign clients at that time. And I'm going to be honest, can I just be honest with y'all? 2020, what was it? 2020? Yeah. I had made $100,000 in 5 months. Completely killed it. Like, and I made 215,000 in my business in what, 10 and a half months? 10 and a half months, yeah. But this was the thing though. You had to have this tenacity, because when people start businesses, they tend to do it from a space of, they tend to do it from a place of, does it look easy? Let me see what everybody else is doing. And then also when the getting look good. When everybody is doing and you seeing the ease of it, it's easy to just jump in because it seemed very, very simple. But it's when the economy starts to shift and change on you, that's when you start to see people say, oh, this ain't easy no more. A lot of people that were making $18,000 in a day, 20,000, the people I was looking at in those groups, in the group that I was in, that coaching program I was in, I'm looking at them like they flatfoot killing it. I can't find them now. They all closed. They all gone. All of them shut their business down. Because coaching has to be in you. You have to be an empowering agent anyway. I was committed to my work as a coach because I knew I was good at it. I knew I was very, very good at empowering people to think. And a lot of people don't know how to think. They have been taught what to think. They only focus on what to think. I teach my clients how to think for themselves because what we want to do is produce independent thinkers. The society is made up of people that the thinkers are not thinkers, they're doers. Strategists are strategists per a system, per a formula. But when we're talking about coaching people to the promised land, which is coaching them to their destiny, this is the part where a lot of people fall out because you got to have the energetic capacity to be able to hold heavy energy such as now. Because there's a lot of people right now that are very, very full of anxiety and depression and all. Now, those people you really can't help. You have to help people that want to help themselves. Now, that's just straight up. So a coach right now is not easy. It never was easy because you do have to hold the capacity of the energetic baggage. People are coming to you with different belief systems and you have to coach them out of it. Everybody can't do that. Like, this is why it looked like the only people that were winning at one point were individuals were helping you to make money. See, it's easy to tell people like you can make a $10,000 a month by just manifesting with an orgasm. You can't do that easy anymore. You see what I'm saying? So you really do have to have a really good offer. You have to have a really good offer, and it has to be something. And see, a lot of coaches don't understand this part too. It has to be something where they can change their lives right now and 10 years down the road. You have to start thinking about the complete model, like the complete timeline of your ideal client. Your ideal client needs to be able to pick up what you are teaching them in 2030. And Chelsea, you just need to get in spaces where they're talking about money normally. That's all it is. Chelsea stated that yes, that's a limiting belief I battle with having the mindset to money. Yes. Same with me. But see, it's when we're in corporate America, it's so easy for us to demand salaries, to demand what we want out of companies. But when it comes down to managing our own business, we tend to go lower. Why is that? Because the proximity to people around us are in a middle class struggle mindset, which is why when the money was flowing during COVID, everybody was getting the stimulus checks and things like that. It was easy for people to invest in information. But if you didn't have the vision to not only receive the information and implement the information, I knew that I had to run out of the middle class as fast as possible. Because in the middle class, you can't thrive there. There is absolutely no thriving in the middle class. I don't care how much you slice it and dice it and go and buy your car. And also, there is no middle class. In another year or two, it will completely phase out. Cash and assets are the only two things that speak the language of corporate, of the United Corporation of America. You hear what I said? Because this country is not a government. Y'all do realize it is a corporation. It is a business. It is a company. I'm not making this up. America is a corporation. Okay, so I need y'all to stop getting on TikTok. I'm like, our government don't care about us. It's a business. Thank you. What Shakoya said, it's a business. There, exactly. It relies on labor, which is why they're trying to press women to have children. So it ain't even about the man being lonely. It ain't about the woman being she's not feminine. We need more babies so we can have more labor workers. Okay, I'm not even going to go through that because we're talking about coaching. So let me stick to what I'm. Okay, just want to throw that out there. You have to speak the language of the entity that you're a part of. Okay, you have to speak the language. They don't understand servitude and morality. They only speak the language of business. So which means that what? Entrepreneurs are the bread and butter of this nation. Because why? The bread and butter of this nation because we produce jobs. We produce opportunities for other people. We produce the inspiration to own. But everybody ain't gonna own. You're in this system, in this capitalistic society, you have to have something on offer that is going to sell. Everything is about supply and demand in this country. Okay. So why is coaching? Everybody's a coach. Everybody's a coach. No, everybody's actually, coaching is really not saturated. I know it looks that way, but that's not the case. It really does look like that. But it's not. The data shows that coaching is not even mainstream. We only have 5%? It's like 5 to 7% internationally here in the United States of coaches that are working, not coaches who are not working, coaches that are actually creating transactions, meaning they are making money on a regular and consistent basis. Why are coaches important even now? Because coaches are taking people to the future. Coaching is not therapy. This is why I tell people, like some of my clients, well, she's struggling with depression. You don't need to coach her like that. She didn't get therapy first. Because you can't coach nobody out of the past that's hung up on the past. They have to go to the future. So they have to be absolutely focused on what is ahead of them. Like nothing else matters past yesterday. Nothing else matters. I don't care how much you were wronged. I don't care how much you were cheated on. I don't care how much money folks stole from you. I don't care how much they jacked up your credit. What are we doing today to transcend so we can go on? That's what a coach does. Coaches help you to go forward and to transcend. Self-transcendence helps you to have better relationships, helps you to get, the stability, help you to create wealth, help you to sustain relationships, help you to use your mind. It's a skill-based methodology that you are building and creating in order to help people to see the light and go forward. It is not about the past. And oh my gosh, you got to go back. No, you don't have to go back. But there are people that you just absolutely cannot coach. And coaching is a wealth sport. Why do I say that? Why do I say coaching is a wealth sport? Because you have to already be in a position where your basic needs are taken care of. You cannot coach women or men. You cannot coach people that are struggling to live. They may need coaching, but that's because you have a belief system that you want people to depend on you, and you have this mothering energy where you want everybody to be okay. Oh my gosh, the women's shelter, they need a coach. Baby, you are volunteering your services, but you can't even get yourself together. You will be in a shelter yourself if you don't learn how to ask for large amounts of money when you coach. I'm sorry. A person that is only focused on how to make ends meet. Like right now, if you got somebody talking about they can't pay their rent, that is not the coaching client for you. I don't care how much sympathy, empathy, whatever that you have with this person, you cannot bring that person. First of all, it's unethical. To ask for money from a person who can't pay their rent is unethical. Do not do that. Absolutely not. And I know that there have been coaches to do that, but if you have a coach, if you're saying something about your living expenses, I'm telling you right now, if you tell me that, like I can barely, like I can't, I'm behind on my bills. You know what? Here's this free class I'm going to offer, or there's this course. It's a free course that I have. Hey, Ariel, she's a matriarch. Yes. And listen, you have to tell, like, I get it. I hear you. But right now, this is not the right time. I want you to take care of yourself. I have told people that on the phone. I want you to take care of yourself. Because right now, you can't even hear me take you to the promised land. Because you're so worried about how am I going to win. It's almost like what my daughter say, she's 15. So she's like tweaking. You doing? And I don't want you to do, I want my clients to be empowered and stable and rooted where they are. As a coach, because I'm taking people to the future, this is good. The future is governed by your imagination. It's governed by your imagination. Your past is governed by your memories, which is also trauma, includes trauma. So if you got a client, an ideal client that wants to work with you, this is good right there, right? If you have an ideal client that really wants to work with you, that means that all that matters is her imagination, is their imagination, and their imagination is an empowered version of them. Then that is your client. The only thing that you have to work out from the logistics standpoint is the transactional part, the business part, the contractual part, the obligations part, the commitment part. But other than that, the problem that they have meets what you offer, and they have an imagination that actually involves them in an empowered state of living. That's when you know that your ideal client is who they, you see what I'm saying? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Oh, Tanika said imagination is God. Absolutely. And God is also a self-concept. How you think about yourself is how you think about God. Your imagination, yes, Tanika, is all about how you see God. So let's go here. Let's go here. When we are talking about starting a coaching practice, you have to understand, do you want to have a practice? Do you want to have a business? Do you want to have an empire? If these things are all yeses, you need to listen, okay? Because there are coaching companies that stand on their own 2 feet as standalone companies, standalone offices across the country, across the world. Some people think that coaching is only online, which is why I don't. This is why I don't subscribe to a whole lot of marketing methods that just aren't in alignment to me, because coaching for me is a profession. I build businesses, right? So which means that my clients has to have some understanding of sales and marketing and understand their own gifts and talents that they want to monetize and they want to capitalize off of. They want to get a markup on the gift that they were blessed with. That's good right there. I don't know where it came from. So they will have to be disciplined in that, right? They have to be disciplined there because our methodology helps them to teach what they know so they can move people from a cold lead to a very, very scorching hot lead, to the point where they take action, okay? So this is what it's going to take for you to start now by building infrastructure and building a coaching business. And you've got to decide that, number one, do I want a coaching business that is impactful and global? Global. I want a global enterprise. We're not just doing little here and little there. We have to have a global perspective, because that's what true abundance is. So the first thing is first, niche. Okay. Niche, you got to have clarity in your niche. You've heard niche and you've heard niche. Same thing. Basically, your niche is your specialization. You know, what is the expertise? What do you have? Like, what is the expertise about who you help? Because who you help, you have a very specialized understanding and knowledge and solution to their problem. Their problem fits the solution that you have. So there is a specialization to this expertise. So let's say that, you know, I'm just going to say, Tanika, if you don't mind me using yours, is, you know, self-concept, mindset mastery, right? So the thing is that she has, her niche is self-mastery, self-concept, law of assumption, to help people to assume so they can manifest and they can receive and they can walk in the manifestation as to what they're known for and who they are, per who they are. And that is a real need in times such as these, because the divine feminine is calling for those who are intuitive and who are operating in a mind that is mastered, which means emotional intelligence has to be a part of the formula. And a lot of people are very emotional right now because a lot of people are thinking about their bills, they're thinking about all this, you know, why don't men act right and why don't women act right and what's wrong with everybody and da da da, and you know, this person don't treat me right and this, because emotions signifies the lack thereof, or the lack of control of your emotions is emotional immaturity. And when you are emotionally immature, you can't see past the situation. All you see is survival, and you see trauma. You don't see empowerment, and you don't see healing. You don't see moving beyond the situation that's frustrating you, because you haven't came to peace that everybody is human and it is what it is. I'm preaching now. I'm trying to calm down. Carl said, "Woo, you're not a preacher, but you preach." I'm just saying. So what is your specialization? What is something that you're very good at, that is very succinct, that is very niche, that is very specialized, that you can help people with, and they can overcome their problem by working with you? Because coaching, here we go. Coaching is a partnership. I don't rule and manage over my clients. My clients are learning how to manage themselves, and I am a partner to them. I know when they playing small. I know my clients like the back of every excuse that I have heard. I've heard it all before 2 to 3 times, maybe even 5 to 6. So the messaging also has to be on point, right? So we're going to dig into that in a little bit in just a second. I just want to put that into perspective. So the next thing is offer creation, which is probably where a lot of y'all, kind of have some, hangups on, because your offer is what should feel natural for you to sell, right? So your offer, and it's so good that Ariel is on here. She just signed on with us as a matriarch. The offer creation process is about transformation and value, right? It's about transformation. So what is value? Like, how do you know something is value? Value is something that you can use. It's useful. The more long-term it is, right? The more long-term and transgenerational it is, the higher in pricing. Did y'all get what I just said? So which means that when people come into your like, are you owning? Here we go. Do you have a coaching program, or will you have a coaching practice that is rooted in high value? Is it rooted in high value, or is it rooted in lower value, which means what? More short-term utilization of your concepts and methods. Well, it's something that people can get right now, but it's not going to serve them in 2030 because it could change at any moment. Our program is built on a high value scale. So I have a group coaching program called the Matriarch CEO Coaching Program. And it's teaching women on how to scale to $20,000 months or more and have a lean team at the end, right? Most of my clients, I see, and I'm going to be honest with you, I see the greatest transformation when my clients complete at least 9 months with me, at least a good 9 months to a year. That's when I see a full transformation. I'm not telling people like, you got to sign on me for a year. No. But I do it in 4 months. The Matriarch CEO Coach Program is in 4 months because I want people to give themselves a chance to see if they're built for this or not. Because a lot of times they ain't built for that. They ain't built to go past 4 months. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the patience. When they sign on and re-enroll, they want to see themselves at the end of what I said. We just signed on another alumni client. She's been with me for 2 years. She went from not understanding what the heck she was really, like, she knew what she wanted to do, but she didn't understand the magnitude of business. She's been with me for 2 years. She's going to her 3rd year with me. She now has a group home, a flourishing business, and now she's getting ready to launch her 2nd business, which is a mindset coaching practice. We're not playing over here. She literally quit her job as a registered nurse this year, like this fall, where everybody's trying to find a job and find a way. She left and she said, Coach, I'm ready. I'm doing this. See, we don't contract during hard times. We actually expand. You got to see past limitation over here. We don't do limitation. I don't know what that is. Don't come over and bring your middle class problems. I'm getting my 401k. Girl, I don't even talk like that. Offer creation. Value. Can they use it? Right? Can you use it? So which means that authority is built into your program. Expertise is built into your program. Methods are built into your program. Feedback is built into your program. What do I mean by these things? What I mean by these things is that your value, you as the expert, is the value. You are the program. Your brain has to be then regurgitated into modules and trainings and content and assignments and feedback and expertise. Because I'm going to tell you this, coaches are necessary right now because we need you to help the people go into this new level of ascension where the age is changing. The times are changing. We're not going backwards. Where are the people, the lighthouses, to help humanity to move forward into evolution? Because right now, The human is being called to evolve. Where are the people that are okay with handling these pieces? Because a lot of people don't know whether they're coming or going. But there are some people that are called to this next season to help people to evolve to where they need to be. And right now, the harvest is ripe. There are people still spending, like people are still investing. They're still investing. I don't know why y'all don't get that. And this is another thing. If you are tired of not making money in your business, you got to be okay with, like, I got to manifest this. I got to get this money. I got to find resources. But also know we do have funding options. That's another thing that you need to think about, y'all, is that in your coaching practice, have funding options. PayPal credit, Affirm. I don't understand, like, some people thought process, like, I will do whatever it takes for me to get out of this mediocre mindset. I don't play at this level. I gotta go up. So if that's you, we need to talk ASAP. And, like, I don't want you to delay in this. And if you delay, it's fine. But it's time for people to rise up because we gotta go. And I have clients right now that are all types. Ain't none of them business coaches, by the way. Ain't if clients are doing systems, I have clients that are doing health coaching. I'm just telling you. One good thing that you do. See, when you get good at one thing, it's easy for you to expand later, but you have to get really good at one thing. Many times we want to do all the things at one time. And this is why, sources confused on where to bless you at, because you got so many different things going on. You're not centered and focused. You get focused on one thing, on one centralized concept in your business, and you are going to expand past your belief system. Like, it's going to just blow your mind. Which goes to my next point, your personal brand. Number 3, you need to get your personal brand together. Are you going to be somebody that is helping people with short-term value, or you're going to be somebody that's helping them with high-value returns? So how I speak on social media matters. This is for everybody. So if you're about dancing and twerking and all that, and when I say dancing and twerking, it's not with an intent to teach somebody something. But if you're on TikTok or on Instagram and you're not doing anything with intent, but you want to, like, okay, case in point, if you're posting scriptures, what's the intent? Because it ain't encouraging. You don't have anything to post. You not just want to empower. Girl, you are posting for yourself because you don't know what to post. You don't know your ideal clients. You have no idea what your ideal client is going through. There is nobody needs to see just a picture of you talking about enjoying the sun. Where is it? Who we talking to? So then you'll start attracting people that don't want to do anything but just be encouraged, but they don't want to change. You'll attract a whole lot of people into your platforms, your social but don't nobody want to change their life. Are y'all hearing me? Like, YouTube, y'all, TikTok, y'all still with me? Did y'all fall off? Y'all going to sleep? That's literally, like, I want people that want to change their life. I want people that want to change their life. You got to start. I attract clients that want to change their life, that are ready to change their life, that are economically, mentally, emotionally, soulfully, physically ready and prepared and just all in, ready to change their life. So, which means what? If I want clients that are ready to change their life, listen to me, then the way I show up online has to drastically change and shift, because the way I show up attracts the type of clients that come to me, which is the reason why long form content is not a fan to everybody. I can tell when people are coming into your world and they only are biting short bits of content, it really speaks to the type of client that you're going to attract. I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna be honest. I just talked about this on my TikTok. What was it, last night or night before? Well, I said a lot of people don't want to think. They don't want to think. Thinking for them is stressful. That's the middle class right there, because you're encouraging people to think for themselves. They're exhausted already. Just give me something very elementary to do. I'll do it, but I don't want to think for myself because it's too stressful. Because that means that I have to now trust myself with what I'm thinking about, especially if I need to implement what I'm thinking about. And if I need to change my life, that's a lot of unpredictability that you're putting on me. So I got to find, who can I blame? Because this is the thing, when you're out here uncharted waters and you start a coaching practice, you got to be so good at what you do. You got to be so good at what you do that the liability of people blaming you for any problem is completely out the window. And people will start walking in the fact like, I know it's me, because I am here to change your life. You got to make a decision if you want to change yours. As a coach, that's how you got to show up on these platforms. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of coaches that show up on these platforms, and I'm not talking about anybody. I believe I am not a coach basher. That's number one. You will never, ever, you will never find me. You will never hear me. And you will never, I will not talk about a coach on my platforms. First of all, I don't care what everybody else does. That's number one. I will never, I don't compete. I'm not a competition type person. I'm a creator. So don't come and tell me what, did you see what that coach? I don't care, honey. I don't want to see it. I want to hear it. I love everybody. Don't come to me talking about what you saw coach this girl, this, all these coaches. I don't have negative, I don't have nothing negative to say about nobody, because I'm minding my own business. You can even tell, like doctors, I put myself on that same playing scale. Mm-mm. I need that to be clear, because coaches have responsibility. People pay us a lot of money to get them out of the mud. That's exactly how I feel. It's $1,000 in an hour, per hour, to work with me. To work with me individually by yourself, it's $1,000 for the hour. I'm not lying. And people pay me that. That's because I don't play when it comes down to clients. And a lot of times too, you will attract clients that are just nervous about transformation, and they want it, and you have to soothe them out of it. You have to get them to think differently. And I know people like $1,000 to be a coach. Yes. That's how important our work is. Don't y'all know people? But see, this is the thing. Y'all heard what I said at the beginning. Coaching is a wealth sport. People in high value, high earning positions value coaching. Do y'all know that? Middle class don't value that. They talk bad about it. That's why I always skip over people that's talking about how coaches will do this and it's a scam. It's a scam and you don't want to change your life. That's when it becomes a scam. And it's a scam also when coaches go to people who say outwardly that they can't change their life. And they try to coerce you into giving them money and you don't see any evidence of their work. If you go to my Facebook page, if you go to my YouTube, because YouTube is over here, I got YouTube Live and I got TikTok, but YouTube, I have video testimonials. I don't play about showing the work. A lot of people say, well, why you always, baby, evidence proves your competency. You got to start showing the evidence, okay? So personal brand, you got how you talk, how you express yourself online, how you talk about your offer and what you do matters. So all of y'all that's talking about, I don't know what to post, you need to start going to my next point, content. But how do you get content? How do you get content? How do you get good content? By the people that you serve. I'm going to skip all the way to number 7. Okay. If you want to be a coach, get your legalities in order, right? Go get your EIN number. Go get your LLC. Protect your business. You need to get a good business name. Call it whatever. You can change it later. I don't know. Call it something. My company's name is Ellison Consulting. Why is that? I gave it specifically Ellison Consulting. First of all, it's my daughter's namesake. Ellison is Nicole backwards. Okay. Which is pretty cool, right? But I don't plan on running this business for a very long time. I plan on turning it over. Make sense? I want to pass the business to somebody else. Right? So that's my intent. Your intent could be something else. Because we do coaching and consulting and training. But I want you to understand this too. This is all about the sales piece. When you decide to become a coach, there is an obligation to coach people. So which means you need to do what? You need to get everybody on your calendar as much as possible to coach. That are in alignment to what you do. You need to fill your calendar with conversations. You need to coach. You need to coach as many people as you possibly can. And then you need to offer some type of program, some type of coaching intensive that could be 4 to 6 weeks where you're helping people to get a short-term result real quick. That's how you build your book of business. I'm not going to talk about pricing or all that because you can get actually all that information. I have a free, a 50 offer guide that's $29. I have it on my website. So, on my stand store. So if you need that, you need to get, I have over 50 offers. People like, cannot believe I have over 100 offers. I do. I don't advertise them all at once, obviously, but I have over 100 offers. I don't always put them out. You got to build your audience. Get people into your world. Again, if you are trying to be a coach and you're serious about trying to be a coach, you need to join my free masterclass. Create your signature offer that is going to be on the 12th of December. It's free. So you're going to have to make a decision. How do I want to get this done? So you need to get people on your calendar to tell your family, tell your friends, old coworkers, fill up your calendar with conversations. It can be an hour long coaching sessions, free coaching sessions, and then offer some type of intensive on top of that at the end of these conversations so that you can now produce cash flow. Because I'm gonna tell you now, if you're getting all these conversations and there is no end game, which is a sale, then you're just volunteering. Was that good? Did y'all catch what I just said? I don't know how to make any money. Anybody can make money right now. You know that, right? Everybody. This is the digital renaissance. It's a digital renaissance. Literally, you can pack your, prove my point. To prove my point. When you figure out what your niche is, listen to me, and you get an offer like a 4 to 6 week something, like a cash injection offer, that's what we call them, cash injection offer, and you start posting consistent content, get Hootsuite, Meta Business Suite if you want to use Instagram, or if you use TikTok or Instagram, or YouTube, like you need to choose a medium. You need to choose a platform. That's your main platform. And you need to master the crap out of that platform. Our main platform is Facebook. 80% of our clients have come from Facebook. My Facebook profile is pretty low. I think it's really worth you going over there to check it out. Like, you really need to drive the consultations. Yes, Tanika, she said, that's my right now goal, getting consult. Get these people. And why? Because I'm going to tell you this, coaches don't really have to push the sale. Your voice sells itself. A true coach don't have to push. That's why I tell my clients, like, if you good at what you do, I don't care, come hell or high water, somebody say, I gotta find the money to pay this woman. I've had people tell me I had to go find somebody. And they would tell me way after the fact, of course. But I remember I had a client, like, she was like, Coach, when you first got on the phone with me, I was like, okay, what I gotta do to get this money? Ooh. What I gotta do to get this money? I'm sorry, y'all. What I gotta do to get this done? And she had to go borrow the money, her first payment, and she ended up doing very well in our business. Very well. In our coaching program. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, as a coach, you don't have to push. You don't have to convince people. Because at the end of the day, how you guide that person and shift them on their phone, or shift them in the DMs, or shift them on a voice note, or shift them, they have to do something to change their life. They can't go past that day without thinking, like, you need to be on their mind. If you're a good coach, y'all, in my YouTube, are y'all with me? I see 6 or 7 of y'all. I don't know if y'all on here, TikTok, I don't know, we in and out. I'm telling you, this right here is gold. If you can shift people on the phone, if you can shift people emotionally and get them to think about it, because the thing is, as a coach, the biggest piece of the puzzle is getting people to start thinking about their life. If they can think, like, I'm thinking, like, I gotta get myself together. I can't go in 2024 like this. It's ridiculous. Like, I gotta change my life. When people start thinking about their life, don't let them go past their day thinking about their life. Because you're gonna be on their mind. You're gonna get in their dreams. You want them to super soak themselves in your words to them, because it's so deep content. Y'all say you ain't lying, because I be thinking about your lives every day. And that's what I'm saying. I don't have to push. When you're natural at this, when you see, ooh, here we go. I tapped into something else. When people think that you have to charge low. People think that you have to charge low for what you do because it's natural. You didn't have to get trained. Don't you know that the God-given gifts, the divine gifts that you hold, you're supposed to charge premium for it. You're supposed to. It comes easy to you because it's a part of who you are. It's your essence of who you are. And that's a part of ownership. Because I can go in Target, and if somebody, I have a conversation with somebody and I tap into that coach, that inner coach. See, we have to call it something out here. We call it coaching on earth to each other. So there is an understanding in communication. But in the divine realm, I'm helping somebody with destiny, the reason for being here, the call of why they're here. There has to be a shift. Like I have to do something to shift the soul realm. And they can't go to bed the same way that before they heard me talk to them. Come on, somebody. Tanika said, I never told you, but you are 24/7, 365 rent-free in my life. I'm stuck on hearing you. And that's, first of all, I humbly receive that. For you and Ayana, thank y'all for that. I thank y'all for that, because that is my work. Like that's all. And people who are mad that they're not able to utilize their gifts and their talents because they haven't tapped into them. Some people cannot understand how in the world you make a living as a coach. There are people in my family that actually think that somebody is paying my bills for me. They cannot understand for the life of them, how are you making a full-time income coaching or talking to people all day? I said, because it is destiny for me. When I'm in my divine call, like I'm not married. Ain't no sugar daddy coming up in here. I ain't got no sugar daddy. I'm not in. It's me and God. That's it. My goal, my job, I can distinctly tell you exactly what the purpose is for this gift that I have. I can tell you verbatim. To take people out of one system, to take women specifically out of one system. I do coach men too, but women mainly. I take women out of one system of limitation and place them in their own system of abundance. That's simply put in the divine realm. But here, because I have to have an offer in place, how do they create their own system? They create their own system with the bridge that covers the life that they have over into the life that they want, which is money. Money is necessary for them to buy their way out of this system of limitation, because in order to get there, you got to come out of this one. And what we do is we have an offer, a program that walks the woman through that piece so she can empower herself to get over here and live and operate in there permanently. And then from there, she can level up to $1 million, $2 million, $10 million. We want to see her ascend, not draw back. So when I see women walking back to the system of limitation, it's because they haven't empowered and gave themselves permission to come out of it all the way. So that can be applied to what? That can be applied to relationship coaching. That can be applied to mindset coaching. That can be applied to career coaching. Applied to health and wellness coaching. Some women think that, oh, I'm a womanhood or I'm a feminine coach. I don't know if I can do that. No, you are shifting systems, because you got to help women to see themselves as a woman. But as a woman, what are those traits? What helps this woman to sustain herself over here? Because she's coming out of a system that tells her that she has to act this way, be this way. She needs a man to survive and all this other stuff. But a feminine can actually stand as whole and complete. That's an actual feminine. The feminine is whole and complete and can nurture herself. She does not have to have a male counterpart to do for her. We have been taught this by the patriarchy. That's why when people like, oh my God, you need, you gonna get married no more. You get that is against her nature. I had to learn this. We got to move past, right? So the woman has to be able to understand. So as a coach, you can help women through those pieces, because to think differently means to operate differently as well. You got to change the complete belief framework on that. It's literally mind reformation. Because when you reform the mind, you reform behavior. When you reform the behavior, you reform her behavior. The mind, the belief, and the mindset, all of that transcends into actions. These are things that's very, very important. There has to be an understanding of where your people are going. It's very, very important. And how to be an effective coach, it really is about understanding your ideal client's needs, all the way down to how she feels. Even when she shows signs, or he shows signs, or they show signs of drawing back, you already know how they act. You can call it up. That's why a lot of times my clients be like, how did you know? How did you know I was going through? How did you know I was having all these thoughts going in my mind? That's because I know you. You're actually coaching you at a level where you already done explored. You've already been there. I already know how. That's why a lot of people are not effective coaches, because they don't know how to coach themselves when they were in that spot. Anyway. Learn marketing and learn sales. Learn how to tell stories. Learn how to grow with content. Learn how to center yourself and know exactly what you want. Stop playing games with your gifts. Stop playing games with your company. You didn't come here to patty cake it. There's no patty caking over here. We're not here to patty cake your business. Definitely, I don't teach breath work. I have strategies for breath work, but I teach women the voice. Like, it's almost, I'm gonna be honest with you, Tanika, when we, like, breath work is really, really good and it helps me. But many of these strategies that we are coming into, right? These are really feminine based strategies because it calms our nervous systems down, right? Our nervous systems be just running amok, dysregulated times 1,000. But catching and doing breath work, when you see multimillionaires, because I study high performers, and I'm gonna say this and we're gonna, close out. I study high performers. And most of these high performers are on a male perspective, right? They're male driven, they're males. When I see women high performers, they have to do things a little different, which is what the meditation, the breath work, because it is all about stability and stabilizing the mindset, the energy within, because energy is emotions. So we have to stabilize ourselves in a very neutralized standpoint. I coach them to start asking themselves questions when things arise. So self-questioning is very, like, self-inquiry, personal inquiry. We have to be able to ask ourselves these pivotal questions to take us out, because self-awareness is everything. So I teach my clients that as they're building their businesses, which is why we have the Voxer one-on-one coaching as well. Because even though we have a group program, I do understand that my clients also have some individual setbacks and struggles that I need to tackle one by one. And a lot of times coaches don't have that capacity, and that's okay. You don't have to have it that way, but because my business, my clients, the clients that I have in my containers, they go through their own setbacks. They have individual shifts that they need to overcome in order to live out the life that they want. I've even had my client to manifest a laptop without any money. She didn't have any money. In her mind, she was trying to make it. Oh, this is how many clients I have to get. I said, no. We go do this without money. She had the whole testimony. It's on my YouTube channel. Look it up. It's Cordelia. She manifests a whole laptop. She's telling the story. I'm not telling the story. Ivana said, what are your credentials? Don't you know? Ivana just asked me a question. That's the first time anybody has ever asked me, ever in the 4 years I've been in business. What are my credentials? I need to screenshot that. What that is doing. Hold on. Can I screenshot that? I need to screenshot that. I just did. Thank you. I will be happy to answer that question. I promise you, hands on heart, I've never been asked that by anybody. Now, I've been asked how much money have I made, which was irrelevant. And what are my credentials? Ivana said, so answer it. Do I have to answer that question? That's a very tricky answer to even know. I'm not following. I'm not following at all. Because I actually have a choice if I want to answer that question or not. Thank you. Akua said you don't have to answer. Absolutely. Because the reason why I don't have to answer that question is because this individual, instead of them taking the time out after my live and saying, let me go check this woman out. Let me go check her out. And there is nothing wrong with that. Tanika said, this is metaphysical. Absolutely. And then on top of that, do investigation. Go to my LinkedIn channel, like my LinkedIn profile. Go to my YouTube. Look up on Facebook. All my credentials are there. I won't share information. This is another thing for y'all that want to be coaches. I'm not going to share information that's readily available on the World Wide Web for you to read and research for yourself, which is why I provide so much evidence and proof of work, because I want you to go and research about me. Because that's a waste of everybody else's time that's on this channel to actually learn how to start a coaching business in 7 days. They're not here to hear my credentials, right? So these are the reasons why you have to show yourself. You have to show content. You have to get on these social profiles. And you can tell by the way I talk that I know what I'm talking about. This is not like, oh, let me take somebody's content and do it as mine. No, this is literally, I do this work. So my credentials are readily available for anybody. And I don't keep that back because I know what trust feels like and trust looks like. I want to go and research people before I give them my money. So it's very, very important when you start your company, you build up the content bank, you build up the social proof bank. Yes, Janice, she said also your credentials is your authority. Absolutely. 200%. Yes. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. And when you do this work, it's easy for it to come to you. It's easy for you to talk about it because it is a part of your passion. It's a part of your passion, but you also understand the conceptual work behind it as well. You understand the functionality on the back of it as well, because the functionality is because people need this information to make an investment decision. That's what it's really all truly about. Like, I need to have people that's going to help me to understand what you do so that I can make an investment and an important investment decision. And this is why you build a business. This is why you go live. This is why you develop and create content. For people, your ideal client, your dream clients, because there's a difference. Your dream client needs to see. Your dream client needs to know. Y'all see, I'm putting emphasis on dream client because that is who you are after. You're here to talk to the dream client, the empowered buyer. Because your empowered buyer actually knows how to lead themselves. They know how to research. I threw all kinds of shade on that. And I say that with love. She said, that's just like asking a self-made billionaire for her credentials. She is the credentials. She already made it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so with that being said, let's go back over what we talked about, right? So the niche clarity, the specialization of what you do, the expertise. Okay, the expertise is specialized knowledge. You got to have that. So you need to get a niche. And I would suggest that when you pick a niche, that is something that is a long-term permanent type of focus, where people can only see you now here, and then they can also see themselves 10 years down the road. What is useful and valuable between this bridge right here? What is the business expertise that you have that this person can utilize right now? And what is worth the investment on the long term? That's what we want to focus on. Okay, so number 2, offer development and creation. So you need to be able to have an offer that is all about solving a specific problem. There has to be a transformation. So in other words, it's almost like an identity shift. So you're going from one person to becoming another person, right? Personal brand. You need to be able to have a brand of authority. You are maximizing the knowledge base that you have. And you're putting it out here for the masses to know, like, what type of person you are. What do you stand for? What are your values? You talk about these values, you showcase these values, and the people that are aligned with you also are attracted to your value system, right? And of course, legalization. You want to be able to get your EIN number, you want to get your LLC, you want to get your structure together, form your business, make it a business. Like, don't operate as a sole proprietor, because you're dealing with contracts. You're dealing with invoices. You're dealing with disclaimers and privacy policies and all these other pieces. You need to have your legalities in order. If you need like an all-in-one CRM, definitely let me know in the link of my my profile. Also, to YouTube, I have a whole video on about HoneyBook. So definitely check out HoneyBook. And I am a HoneyBook partner. In fact, I'm going to San Francisco first week of December for the HoneyBook Summit. So I'm really excited about that. So that's a part of that. You want to have a contractual, organization to your business from a back-end perspective, okay? And the next thing is your content structure, content plan, all of that good stuff. You want to be able to have what social media marketing plan do you have, and then also to your content pillars and things like that. This is all what we work on with you in the Matrix CEO coaching program, okay? You get access to all those pieces. And then launch, tell everybody coaching. Like, if you're a coach, go ahead and tell everybody, like, hey, I'm a coach. I just opened my business. If you're looking for somebody to help you take from here, I'm here. I'm setting up calls on my calendar this week. Let's have a conversation about your future. Let's have a conversation about your problems so we can get it solved. Period. End of story. Tell everybody. Load your calendar up with conversations that are aligned to the type of offer and the niche that you specialize in. And then offer some type of program or service and intensive on top of that. You price it how you see fit. I'm gonna tell y'all, my first coaching client, guess how much I used to charge? I used to charge $30 an hour. $30 an hour. My first offer was $247. That was my first offer. because I didn't have a strategy, right? I didn't have a strategy. I just knew that, and that was it. So you don't want to get to a place where you are always looking for clients all the time. What you want to do is show and showcase your expertise so that the right client is coming towards you. So what we do is we help our clients with one-on-one offers, and then we help them to expand into a group. We help you with your content structure. We got where is she? Ariel. She said, I'm doing my roadmap, coach. She's on here. She's one of our matriarchs that just joined us this week. And we got a couple other matriarchs that are in the chat. We're moving the needle forward in our life. We're moving the needle forward in our businesses. And I'm personally inviting you to come through. We have credit options. So if you need some third-party help, like we take Afterpay, we have PayPal credit, like these are options. Don't sit and make money an excuse. I want you to get a return on your investment. I want you to return on your investment, which means that I want you to get back what you paid, plus on top of that. That's the whole point. You got to trust yourself and trust yourself in God and trust me in the process, okay? I don't want us going into 2024 looking buck-eyed. And I say that with love too. I don't want us to be patty caking these businesses no more. It just chaps my eye. Lord, help us, right? Anyway, it has been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure talking with y'all tonight. And to Ivana's question, I will answer it. I do have a master's degree in counseling psychology. I do have a bachelor's degree in psychology. And I also have a I also have a post-bac certificate in HR management. I graduated from the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. I graduated with my master's from Capella University. And then I also have maybe 15 hours or so of a doctorate. And I only stopped my doctorate because I was getting a divorce. One of these days, I'm going to sit my tail down and go back and get my doctorate because I do want to finish. Everything I start, I want to finish. I have over 10 years of HR experience, as I just talked about before. And I also have Ellison Consulting is my third business and the most profitable business that I've ever had. And I thank my clients for that. And I thank the businesses that I've served all over the globe. I've had clients all the way from London to the Netherlands, to Turkey, to Miami, all colors, all races. God has been good. Okay. Oh, let me see. Ayana said that's me worried about payment and figuring out the phase. Ultimately, all I need will show up. Yes. Yes. When you worry about the payments, that's another thing too, y'all. When y'all join these coaching programs, and even if you don't hire me, right? Even if you don't hire me, like literally, you get into these programs and I want you to focus on running out, like running out of your situation. Learn what you're supposed to learn and run. Don't think. The coach already did the thinking for you. All you got to do is run. Like, tell me where to go. Tell me how to get what I need to get so I can run. I just want to put that out there. Okay. Tanika says it's been a pleasure, coach. You didn't have to do all that. I know, but it may have been 2 or 3 people that needed to know too. But again, they are not my empowered clients. So my ideal client knows the work. She knows the work. She knows how to look me up. She's not a child. She can go and look it up. So anyway, this has been a pleasant conversation. Y'all get y'all some rest. If you're ready to get coached, you come on over and let me help you get your life. Okay. And if not, I'll see you in the December 12th free masterclass, create your signature offer. But if you're ready to make money, get your booty in the Matriarch CEO coaching program pronto. All right. Bye, TikTok. Love y'all. Okay, y'all. YouTube, be good. Talk to y'all soon.